One of the most important things to understand when we invest in stocks is the dividend yield. But first of all, what is a dividend? When we buy a stock, we become one of the owners of the company. And since the company is generating money, some companies pay out some of these earnings to its shareholders in the form of dividends. So a dividend is cash to your brokerage account. It's very similar to an interest. Or another example would be renting out a house. You buy the house and rent it out to people who give you a monthly payment. Now let's talk about what is a dividend yield and why it's important to understand it. Let's say the actual price of a stock is $100 right now. This company pays $6 dividends every year for each share you own. So if you own 2 shares of this company, you get $12 in dividends every year. The $100 share price and the $6 annual dividend mean that the dividend yield is 6%. This is kind of like interest. So the dividend yield is always a percentage. So the dividend is an exact amount of money, like for example the $6, but the dividend yield is a percentage, like 6%. Now, the next important thing you need to understand is that this percentage, the dividend yield, is always changing. But why is it changing all the time? The dividend is usually the same amount of money for at least a year. But the price of the stock is always changing because people are constantly buying and selling the stock. So let's say that the stock price goes down to $50. The yearly dividend is still $6. This means that now the actual dividend yield is 12%. Or another example, if the stock price goes up to $200 and the yearly dividend is still $6, then the dividend yield is 3%. So in short, if the price of the stock goes up, the dividend yield goes down. And if the price of the stock goes down, the dividend yield goes up. Let's take a look at these 2 charts. As you can see, the first chart shows how the dividend yield changed over the past 1 year. And the second chart shows how the price of the stock changed over a year. You can see that they are a mirror image of each other. When the price of the stock goes up, the dividend yield goes down and vice versa. Now, this next thing will be a little bit confusing, but stay with me, it's really important to understand. So far, we talked about stocks that you don't own. Let's stay with the first example. The price of the stock, 1 share, is $100. The yearly dividend is $6. The actual dividend yield is 6%. Let's say you are planning to buy this stock and you see that the potential dividend yield is 6%. This is only a potential dividend yield because you don't own the stock yet. But once you bought the stock, you fix your dividend yield. So let's say you buy the stock at $100. With this purchase, you fixed your dividend yield at 6%. So you will get $6 yearly dividends. Since you bought the stock for $100, your dividend yield is always 6%. This is what we call yield on cost, because it costs you $100 to get 1 share and earn a $6 dividend. So in short, you buy the stock at $100, the yearly dividend is $6, your fixed dividend yield now is 6%. Now let's say the price of the stock goes up 50%. You bought the stock at $100, but the price of the stock now is $150 on the market. So you have a 50% price gain, but this is not realized gain until you sell the stock. You still get the $6 yearly dividend, so your dividend yield is still 6%. I hope this makes sense, but let me know in the comments if you have any questions.